It all began with a series of inexplicable signals received by scientists from around the world. These signals, faint at first, were detected by a network of deep space observatories and radio telescopes, sparking curiosity and concern among the global scientific community. For decades, humanity had speculated about extraterrestrial life, but now the possibility of an actual encounter seemed imminent. The signals possessed complex patterns, unlike any natural cosmic phenomenon, indicating they were of intelligent origin. As the signals grew stronger and more frequent, international space agencies and research institutions collaborated to analyze their content. The data revealed a structured language, possibly a form of mathematical communication, sent deliberately to make contact. The scientific community was both excited and cautious. This could be humanity's first real contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, or it could be an ominous warning. Governments worldwide began to prepare for the inevitable. Within weeks, the signals intensified, and a fleet of alien spacecraft emerged from the depths of space, appearing suddenly in Earth's orbit. Unlike anything humanity had ever seen, these ships were massive, sleek, and ominously silent. Their designs defied human engineering, suggesting technology far beyond current understanding. The ships appeared without warning, as if they had been waiting for just the right moment, or perhaps had been observing Earth for years. The arrival generated chaos and fear. Governments issued emergency alerts, evacuations were planned, and military forces mobilized around key strategic locations worldwide. Scientists hurried to establish communication, hoping to understand the intentions of these visitors. But the aliens did not seem interested in dialogue. Instead, they launched an aggressive attack almost immediately upon arrival. The first wave of assault was devastating. Alien ships unleashed powerful energy beams, massive explosions tearing through cities, military bases, and critical infrastructure. Major urban centers like New York, Tokyo, and London became battlegrounds in a matter of minutes. The skies darkened with alien craft, firing relentless assaults, reducing entire metropolitan areas to rubble. Humanity's defenses, advanced aircraft, missile systems, and even nuclear deterrence, proved futile against the advanced alien technology. The initial attack was swift and brutal. The aliens demonstrated their technological superiority by disabling communication networks and neutralizing military defenses almost instantly. Their ships seemed to operate with a level of precision and power that was impossible for humans to counter. Civilians scrambled to find shelter, but the scale of destruction was overwhelming. Many people lost their lives in the chaos, and the global infrastructure was thrown into disarray. Amid the destruction, a small group of scientists and military officials managed to establish a temporary communication link. They tried to send messages pleading for peace and understanding, but their efforts were met with silence or further aggression. It became painfully clear that the aliens' arrival was no mere exploration. It was an invasion with a calculated purpose. As the first contact phase ended, it was evident that humanity was facing an existential threat. The alien fleet, with its overwhelming firepower and unknown motives, was intent on conquering or destroying Earth. The world watched in horror as the first chapter of what would become a devastating conflict unfolded, one that would forever change the course of human history. This initial encounter set the stage for the terrifying realization that humanity might not survive this unprecedented assault. The questions that arose were chilling. Who are these aliens? Why are they here? And most importantly, could anyone escape the impending doom? The moment the alien ships appeared in Earth's orbit, the world's defenses launched a flurry of activity. But it quickly became apparent that humanity was unprepared for what was coming. Within moments of their arrival, the alien fleet initiated a coordinated and relentless attack, transforming what was initially a moment of awe and curiosity into chaos and despair. The assault was swift, overwhelming, and demonstrated the terrifying technological superiority of the extraterrestrial visitors. The first wave of alien weaponry was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. From their ships emerged beams of searing energy, bright, destructive, and precise, that tore through buildings, military installations, and even the atmosphere itself. Entire cities were reduced to smoldering ruins in a matter of minutes. Skyscrapers toppled as powerful energy blasts shattered their foundations. Military bases were annihilated before any effective countermeasures could be deployed. The assault was not only destructive, but also relentless, with alien ships circling the planet to deliver continuous firepower. The alien craft operated with incredible coordination. They appeared to possess a form of collective intelligence, allowing them to adapt to human defenses in real time. Human military forces scrambled to respond, deploying everything from fighter jets and missile systems to nuclear weapons in a desperate attempt to halt the invasion. However, these efforts proved futile against the alien technology. The energy shields on their ships deflected incoming fire, and their weapons were far more advanced than any human technology. As the attack progressed, it became evident that the aliens had a strategic plan to incapacitate Earth's defenses quickly and establish dominance. Their ships moved with fluid grace, effortlessly dodging human retaliation. The skies filled with the sound of explosions and the glow of energy blasts, creating a nightmarish tableau of destruction. Major cities, vital infrastructure, and military bases fell one after another, often in a matter of minutes. The human military was helpless against the onslaught. Conventional weapons were rendered useless, and even nuclear arsenals failed to cause significant damage to the alien ships. The aliens seemed to have technology that neutralized or bypassed Earth's defenses, leaving humanity to watch helplessly as their world was torn apart. Amid the chaos, civilians faced unimaginable horror. Millions tried to flee urban centers, but the alien ships also targeted transportation hubs and evacuation routes. Airports, train stations, and highways became battlegrounds or were destroyed outright. Panic spread as people realized that escape might be impossible. Many were caught in the crossfire or crushed under collapsing buildings. News reports and emergency broadcasts quickly became moot as the infrastructure supporting communication and rescue efforts was systematically dismantled. In the midst of the destruction, some scientists and military commanders attempted to establish communication with the aliens, desperately seeking a peaceful resolution or at least understanding of their intentions. But the aliens showed no interest in dialogue. Their attacks seemed to have a singular purpose: total domination or annihilation. To them, Earth and its inhabitants were merely resources or obstacles, and they wasted no time in demonstrating their lethal capabilities. Throughout the initial assault, the world watched as their defenses crumbled. Satellite networks were knocked out and global communication lines were severed. Humanity's technological and military superiority was rendered irrelevant against the alien invaders. The initial attack left a trail of destruction and despair, with millions displaced or dead. This brutal assault marked the beginning of a terrifying new chapter: the realization that Earth was under siege by a force far beyond human comprehension or capability to resist. The initial assault was not just a demonstration of alien power, it was a calculated strike designed to eliminate any hope of resistance and establish total control over the planet. As the relentless alien assault devastated cities and shattered the world's defenses, humanity's instinct for survival ignited a desperate response. Governments, military forces, scientists, and ordinary civilians all grappled with the horrifying reality: an advanced extraterrestrial invasion was happening, and immediate action was essential. This chapter of the story reveals how humanity responded amidst chaos, fear, and uncertainty. In the initial hours of the attack, global leaders convened emergency meetings. Emergency protocols were activated in every country, militaries mobilized. Evacuation plans were set in motion, and governments issued urgent messages to their populations. The world was plunged into a state of chaos, with many people fleeing urban centers in hopes of escaping the destruction. However, the scale of the invasion rapidly overwhelmed these efforts, and it soon became clear that conventional defenses were insufficient. Military forces worldwide responded with everything at their disposal. Fighter jets, missile defense systems, and even nuclear arsenals were deployed to confront the alien ships. Nations coordinated efforts to mount a unified front, but the alien technology proved far superior. Their ships' shields deflected incoming fire, and their energy weapons effortlessly neutralized human defenses. Despite valiant efforts, the human military was largely ineffective against the relentless onslaught. Many military installations were obliterated before they could mount significant resistance. Scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to understand the alien technology, hoping to find weaknesses or develop countermeasures. They quickly realized that traditional weapons were futile. The aliens' energy shields and weapon systems rendered Earth's most advanced military technology useless. Efforts to hack or disable the ship's systems were met with failure, as the aliens appeared to operate with a level of technological sophistication far beyond human comprehension. Meanwhile, the civilian response was driven by fear and chaos. Major cities were reduced to ruins, and millions of people sought safety through evacuation or hiding. However, transportation infrastructure was targeted and destroyed in the initial waves, making large-scale evacuation nearly impossible. Roads, airports, and train stations were either destroyed or overwhelmed, trapping countless civilians. Many tried to reach rural areas or underground shelters, but the sheer scale of destruction and the speed of the attack made coordinated evacuation impossible. The media, which was still operational in some regions, broadcast scenes of devastation and panic. Reports of mass casualties and the collapse of government spread worldwide, further fueling fear and despair. Many people felt helpless, unable to do anything but watch their homes, loved ones, and entire cities be destroyed. In this desperate climate, some scientists and military officials attempted to establish communication with the aliens, hoping for a peaceful resolution, or at least to understand their intentions. They sent messages in multiple languages and attempted to negotiate. But these efforts were futile. The aliens showed no interest in peace or diplomacy. Their attack seemed to be a calculated effort to subjugate or annihilate humanity. Despite the overwhelming odds, some small groups of scientists, military personnel, and civilians organized resistance efforts. Guerrilla tactics such as sabotage and targeted strikes were attempted in isolated areas. However, given the advanced technology of the aliens, these efforts had limited success. The alien ships' swift movements, powerful shields, and energy, weapons made conventional resistance nearly impossible. Throughout this chaos, humanity's resilience was tested. People clung to hope, believing that some form of salvation or counterattack might emerge. Yet the reality was grim. The initial response was largely ineffective against an opponent with technology and firepower beyond human reach. The initial TAS assault had demonstrated that humanity was no match for the extraterrestrial invasion, an ominous sign of what lay ahead. This chapter underscores the helplessness and desperation of humankind in the face of an overwhelmingly superior force. It also sets the stage for the realization that survival might require more than just military might. It might demand ingenuity, unity, and perhaps a bit of luck. Following the devastating initial assault, the world found itself in a state of shock, grief, and confusion. Entire cities lay in ruins. Millions of lives had been lost or displaced, and the fabric of society was shattered. The once bustling centers of human civilization were now ghost towns or battlegrounds, and the global infrastructure, communications, transportation, and power grids had been crippled. In the wake of this catastrophe, humanity faced profound questions about the nature of the invasion, the aliens' true motives, and the future of Earth. One of the most perplexing aspects of the attack was the apparent inscrutability of the aliens' intentions. They had demonstrated overwhelming military power, leaving no room for negotiation or understanding. Their relentless destruction suggested they viewed Earth as either a resource to be exploited or a threat to be eradicated. However, many experts questioned whether the attack was purely destructive or if it served a more complex purpose. Was this only a prelude to full colonization, or merely a test to gauge Earth's defenses? Did the aliens seek to harvest Earth's resources, or perhaps study humanity as a species? These questions remained unanswered, and the lack of communication or diplomacy deepened the mystery. The aftermath revealed the fragility of human civilization. Governments collapsed, emergency services were overwhelmed, and social order broke down in many regions. The survivors faced a grim reality. They were now isolated, vulnerable, and uncertain about what was to come. Many questioned whether any form of organized resistance could succeed, or if Earth had truly been rendered defenseless. The destruction of communication networks severed humanity's connection to the outside world, making it impossible to coordinate a global response or seek external help. In the chaos, scientists and military strategists scrambled to analyze the remnants of alien technology left behind, scraps of ships, weapons, and energy sources. These remnants offered fleeting hope that humanity might learn from the invaders and develop countermeasures in time. Yet the technology was so advanced that it was largely incomprehensible, and attempts to reverse engineer it often resulted in dead ends. The alien ships operated with a level of sophistication that suggested they had mastered physics and engineering far beyond human capabilities, leaving humanity to grapple with feelings of helplessness and frustration. Public morale was at an all-time low. Many individuals and communities questioned whether humanity could recover or if Earth had been irrevocably changed. Some believed that salvation might come in the form of a new alliance with the aliens, either through negotiation or rebellion, but the lack of communication and the aggressive nature of the assault made such hopes seem distant. Others feared the worst, that Earth was now entirely under alien control, with human survivors either enslaved or exterminated. The aftermath also raised ethical and philosophical questions. Was humanity's survival worth fighting for when faced with such a technologically superior enemy? Could we have done anything differently? Did the invasion reveal inherent vulnerabilities in human society that must be addressed? These questions lingered, haunting survivors and scholars alike as they tried to make sense of the incomprehensible. In the broader scope, the aftermath underscored a sobering truth. No one knew the full scope of the aliens' plans or motivations. They had arrived with overwhelming force and left behind a trail of destruction that changed Earth forever. For many, the most haunting question remained unanswered. Why did they attack in the first place? Was Earth targeted deliberately, or was this a warning or a mere first strike? Until more was known, humanity remained vulnerable and uncertain, caught in the shadow of an alien presence that seemed to have no interest in dialogue or understanding. This period of post-attack reflection and analysis highlighted the profound uncertainty facing humankind, emphasizing that some questions might never find answers, and that survival might depend on facing the unknown with resilience and hope. The devastating alien invasion left the world shattered, but amidst the ruins, humanity was compelled to reflect deeply on what had transpired and how to forge a path toward recovery and resilience. This chapter emphasizes the critical lessons learned from the catastrophe and explores potential strategies for rebuilding a stronger, more prepared Earth. One of the most significant lessons was the importance of global unity and cooperation. Prior to the invasion, nations often prioritized individual interests or regional security, which hampered a coordinated response in the face of extraterrestrial threat. The attack exposed the peril of such fragmentation. No single country could stand alone against technologically superior invaders. In the aftermath, the survivors recognized that a united front, shared intelligence, resources, and strategic planning is essential when confronting large-scale threats. This led to the formation of international alliances dedicated to planetary defense and crisis management, aiming to prevent future vulnerabilities and foster cooperation across borders. Another critical lesson involved the need for advanced technology and scientific innovation. Humanity's initial response was hampered by a lack of understanding of alien technology, which rendered many conventional weapons ineffective. The invasion underscored the necessity of investing heavily in scientific research, space exploration, and technological development, not just for exploration, but for defense. Establishing dedicated research centers focused on studying extraterrestrial phenomena and developing countermeasures became a priority. The goal was to better understand alien technology, identify potential weaknesses, and develop rapid response systems capable of defending Earth in future encounters. The invasion also highlighted the importance of strategic preparedness and early detection. Many experts agreed that had humanity detected the aliens' approach sooner, it might have had more time to prepare defenses or evacuate vulnerable populations. This realization prompted a global effort to improve space situational awareness, deploying telescopes, satellites, and early warning systems to monitor the cosmos for extraterrestrial activity. The goal was to develop a comprehensive planetary defense network capable of detecting threats early, giving humanity a fighting chance to respond effectively. Furthermore, the catastrophe emphasized the importance of resilience and adaptability among civilians. The chaos and destruction revealed gaps in emergency preparedness, communication infrastructure, and resource management. Moving forward, governments and organizations invested in building resilient communities, training civilians in emergency response, stockpiling essential supplies, and establishing underground or fortified shelters. The focus was on creating societies capable of withstanding and adapting to extreme crises, whether from alien invasions or other global threats. On a philosophical level, the invasion prompted humanity to reassess its place in the universe. It became clear that Earth was not isolated but part of a vast cosmos where intelligent life might exist and pose unpredictable threats. This realization cultivated a new sense of humility and curiosity, inspiring renewed efforts in space exploration and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Humanity recognized that understanding the universe and potentially establishing peaceful contact could be as vital as defending against hostile encounters. Finally, the story underscores the importance of hope and resilience. Despite the overwhelming destruction and unanswered questions, humanity's spirit endured. Survivors learned that perseverance, innovation, and unity are their most potent tools for overcoming adversity. Building a future that incorporates these lessons involves not only technological advancements, but also fostering a global culture of preparedness, cooperation, and curiosity. In conclusion, the lessons learned from humanity's brush with annihilation serve as a stark warning and a guiding light. The path forward is one of vigilance, innovation, and unity, transforming grief and devastation into resilience and hope. The invasion, while catastrophic, also became a catalyst for change, inspiring humanity to build a safer, more aware, and more connected future, ready to face whatever mysteries the universe might hold. Even after the initial devastation and the hard-earned lessons learned from the alien invasion, one unsettling truth persisted. The full extent of the aliens' motives, origins, and future plans remained shrouded in mystery. Humanity's vigilance became an ongoing necessity, driven by the understanding that the threat of extraterrestrial encounters could resurface at any moment. This chapter underscores the importance of continuous vigilance, scientific curiosity, and preparedness in an uncertain universe. The most perplexing aspect of the invasion was the lack of clarity regarding the aliens' intentions. Despite extensive analysis of the remnants of their technology and the scant communication attempts, humans still lacked definitive answers. Were they conquerors seeking to enslave or exterminate humanity? Were they explorers, merely testing Earth's defenses? Or perhaps they were scavengers harvesting resources before moving on? The ambiguity created a persistent sense of vulnerability, prompting scientists, military strategists, and governments to stay alert, even in the apparent lull following the invasion. In response, the global community prioritized monitoring near Earth, space, and beyond, establishing advanced surveillance systems. Satellites and telescopes were upgraded to detect not only natural celestial phenomena, but also potential alien ships or signals. The establishment of dedicated extraterrestrial intelligence observation stations became a crucial part of humanity's defense infrastructure. These stations continuously scan the universe for anomalies, seeking signs of extraterrestrial life or activity, be it signals, movement, or other indicators of intelligent life. The unpredictability of alien behavior reinforced the need for a proactive approach. Humanity could no longer afford to be reactive. Instead, it adopted an anticipatory stance. International collaborations, like the newly formed planetary defense alliances, shared data, resources, and strategies for early detection and response. The idea was to create a global network capable of alerting the world to any new threats and coordinating rapid, effective responses. Another key element of ongoing vigilance was the development of autonomous defense systems. Advances in artificial intelligence and robotics allowed for the deployment of automated drones, robotic patrols, and defense satellites that could respond instantly to threats, reducing reliance on human decision-making during emergencies. These systems were designed to operate continuously, even if human communication or supervision was temporarily disrupted, ensuring that Earth's defenses remained active and responsive. Despite technological advancements, the core of humanity's vigilance was rooted in curiosity and the desire to understand the universe. The invasion had shattered the illusion of Earth's isolation, revealing that intelligent life might be widespread and unpredictable. This realization inspired renewed space exploration efforts, sending probes to distant planets, studying exoplanets, and listening for extraterrestrial signals. The search for knowledge was now intertwined with the need for security, as understanding alien civilizations could offer insights into their behavior and intentions. The ongoing mystery also prompted philosophical and ethical debates. Should humanity attempt to reach out to extraterrestrial civilizations? Or was silence the safest response? Could peaceful contact be possible? Or was the universe inherently hostile? These questions fueled discussions among scientists, policymakers, and the public, emphasizing the importance of cautious optimism and preparation. In the end, humanity's vigilance was driven by the understanding that the universe is vast, unpredictable, and potentially dangerous. The invasion had demonstrated that even a technologically advanced civilization could be vulnerable, reinforcing the need for constant awareness. Humanity committed itself to never again being caught off guard, recognizing that the universe's mysteries, both wondrous and threatening, must be approached with curiosity, caution, and resilience. This ongoing vigilance was not just about defense, it was about embracing humanity's place in a larger cosmic community. The universe's secrets beckoned, and humanity resolved to explore them responsibly, prepared for future encounters, and committed to safeguarding the fragile hope of coexistence or discovery beyond Earth.